Cool, cool. So, just gonna go ahead and have a casual conversation about your experience within the program, where you were before, where you are now, just your journey. And the whole purpose of this is to, there's people that's going to be watching this. And there's a lot of people that need a little bit of hope to kind of get a little bit of an inside scoop of what the program entails, some of the results. And so, yeah, just gonna ask you some questions so that they can get a little bit of an understanding of your personal experience. So just to kind of start off, 30, 45-second intro, who you
Mm.
are, what you were doing before, and the offer letter that you receive now, and just kind of we can start there.
Yeah. Uh, Magnus. Um, so where I started from was I started in like finance, the finance world and business. Uh, I started as an analyst. It wasn't like I was in love with that, that career, that industry, but it paid the bills. But I wanted to find something that I felt like, that is the future, that I could, transition to potentially make some money. I know at the end of the day, money was the goal. I wanted to, double my income, whatever the situation is. But at the end of the day, I wanted to increase my income dramatically. So that's, we got to talking. You explained to me about your program. And I think there was a lot of good opportunity there, right? Of course, at first I was skeptical. Of course, I feel
Yeah.
like everyone is if you're going into anything, you're skeptical about it.
And what I was telling you too, like in terms of the money you can make and the amount of hours you're working,
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely want to I want to be as raw as possible. So um, you could talk about how we met at, our mutual friends like birthday dinner.
Yeah.
You were sitting next to me, like you can explain the whole story.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. We met at a friend's birthday and so I know we know each other from like, college, whatever. But we reconnected at our mutual friend's birthday and you was kind of like explaining to me what you do and like I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a little mind blown. I'm like it wasn't piecing together. Um, But I just knew at the time, I was like, what is he talking about? What is he doing? How is he doing this? Um, and even as you explaining it, I was like, how are you doing that? Um,
Doesn't make sense.
it didn't make sense, right? But I think, believe it or not, that whole his whole like event, I think we was talking the whole time. We was chatting about it the whole time. He was telling me some we had some other mutual friends there, and he
Oh
was
yeah,
telling me how you tapped in with
Jinjo.
them. Exactly, yeah, yeah. Yeah. How he tapped in and did all that. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I gotta see what this is about. I gotta uh we look into it and figure it out. So really from there, I just followed along. I just followed up on you. Uh, we had a more conversation, and you was basically telling me, yeah, what I was telling you, it really is what I was telling you, like it is for real. Um, so I'm like, you know what? I don't think things happen by mistake, you know? So I'm like, you know what? Let me tap in. Let me see what it's about. Let me at least because you don't always have to jump into the pool, but you could put your leg in, see if that's something you would at least want to do. But all I knew is it was going to help me get to what I visualized myself to be, you know. So I just tapped in, I took it seriously. I ran through the program. I feel like I could have ran through it faster, but I was on a work trip during the time I was doing a program. Um, so it was kind of hard to balance both, but once I got back from the trip, full steam ahead, knocked out the programs. It's really on you, but I've seen people do it like in a month or two. So, um, yeah, and just really followed basically the advice that you gave as far as with the program and how you can go about, scaling and increasing your income. So, yeah.
Okay, okay. And um, when do you remember when you joined the program and then when you got the offer letter? Like, what was that time? How long did it take you to Well, first off, how long did it take you to actually go through the program? Because the program is, it's essentially 8 weeks. It could be 4 weeks if you do the live coaching calls. But so anybody else listening, there's a difference between going through the program because you can finish the program and then you're going to be starting to get opportunities like interviews, and you have to be able to pass one of those interviews. And so there's two different things: program and then the time it takes you to get the job offer. And so how long did it take you to do the program? And then how long did it take you to get the job offer?
So I would say I did the program in a month. I feel like I
Dang.
ran through it in a month personally. Um, but sometimes when you run through something, you might not understand it full through, right? So I
Yep.
did run through the program in a month, but I went back just to
Yep.
follow along with some of the technology, some of the stuff we did. But as far as like getting a whole grasp of everything, 2 months, maybe three. But I would say 2 months, I got a grasp of everything. I'm able to talk about everything and actually do projects and do whatever I need to do. But you could run through the program in a month. And until the offer letter just now, it was about like 7, 8 months after.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much were you making before and how much are you making now? Just from the offer letter.
So the offer letter is 135.
Okay. And then in terms of what would you say um like I know you didn't really have like so just to mind you, you didn't know anything about cloud engineer before. Did you hear about it, or was I the first person that kind of exposed you to that world?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know anything about tech. Uh, Tech world. I knew we, so in my, all I know is help desk.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know anything in help desk. I just know there's people doing help desk, right? Sometimes I know in my uh, prior role, I sometimes will need to call help desk to help me out, but I don't know what they do. I just know they're here to support, you know?
Okay. And
Um,
so you're transitioning your career from finance to tech pretty much in terms of like you didn't have any tech background, nothing like that.
nope, not at all.
And so you were able to understand the basics of tech, then the cloud engineer tech stack, projects, experience, being able to communicate that experience on interviews, like all of that nine yard.
Yeah, no, for the most part, of course, some skills are transferable. I think
Yep.
my ability like communicate and like talk about complex things and like analyze and explain complex things kind of helped
Yep.
me as well. But for the most part, I didn't know anything about tech. Everything I learned, I just learned it and then did my own, due diligence to follow up on everything.
Okay. Do you feel like you had everything you need in the program to be successful?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
And, what do you think is, some ways people won't be successful in this program?
I think it just depends on the person. It's a matter of if you want to do it or not. If you don't want to do it, you're probably not going to be able, to get through it just because you don't have that motivation. But that's you could say that with anything.
Yep.
If you're not giving it 100%, you might as well just stop there. You're not going to probably see the results that you want to see. So I think it's just with anything. If you identify something, whether it's this or something else, if you identify something and you go 100% to it, you more than likely you're gonna see some kind of result.
Yep. Okay. And then what surprised you the most about working with us? What's one thing you didn't expect when you joined the program?
I think the community, like everybody's great. I met a lot of cool people. Everybody's like, willing to help, and I would definitely say a lot of people are excited. You could see the excitement in people about it. So that's something I didn't expect.
Okay. And when you were in the program, how much time were you putting in each week? Um, yeah. So how much time were you putting in each week or
Yeah,
every week?
when I was doing a program, I was probably doing 3 hours just to knock it out. Um, but other than that, if you give it an hour or two a day, you should be fine.
Okay.
You should be fine until you see the results you want. I feel like anything less, then it's like you're not taking it seriously.
Okay. This is just a, I guess you could say interview question for you, but would do you what would you prioritize? Getting the job or getting the skill?
I would say the skill every single time.
And why is that?
The job is just the outcome. The job is the outcome. You probably want to have the skill because you could always lose a job. Like you get fired tomorrow, but you still have the job. I mean, you still have the skill that they can't take from you, you know?
Yep.
So,
Do you feel like, because you didn't get a degree in tech, you didn't get any certifications in tech,
mhm.
you got the skill. And do you confidently believe that you could get another job because of, or do you believe you have the skill confidently, and do you believe you can get another offer letter?
The market's
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm positive that I could probably get another offer letter.
Okay, and why is that?
To your point, because I have the skill. And
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to say is like you get fired tomorrow, you know. But you have the skill that got you that job in the first place. Therefore, you could probably get, similar jobs moving forward.
hmm Okay.
Yeah.
And coming from your background, do you think you could have done this on your own, or do you feel like any other program could have gotten you to this level, in terms of the curriculum, the coaching, the accountability, the support, like Felipe, there's no wrong answers.
Um, just granted, because I didn't know anything about tech,
Yep,
probably not. Maybe someone who's like, has more experience in tech, they could make that transition by themselves. I
yep.
didn't have any idea about, tech aside from like, the help desk and stuff. So it would be kind of difficult to impossible to do from personally for me.
Okay. And then based on the results you've seen so far, and even others in the community, like where do you see yourself in 6 to 12 months from now, both career-wise and financially?
Um, yeah, I see one thing about me, I think I'm very hardworking. I'm very when I lock in, I lock in. I give when I do something, I try to give 100%, right? So if you're telling me in 6 months, six to what you said, 12 months,
Yep.
I I believe I should be able to double my income again.
Okay. Okay. And what is like some of your financial goals you have for yourself?
Uh, in terms of like, what do you mean?
Just like any financial goals you have for yourself. For example, next year my plan is the goal is to pay off my this mortgage, this house.
Go to
Um,
where?
I said, for example, for me, my financial goal, one of my financial goals, I want to pay off this house next year,
Oh,
2026.
oh yeah, that's fire.
And so,
Um, that's
yeah,
fire. That's fire.
thank you,
Um,
US.
yeah. No, I would probably say get a house. Get a house. Take a vacay. But like I've been working a little too much. Take a vacation. Right now I think I'm just trying to stack. I'm not
hmm
thinking about what I could do with it. I'm trying to stack because there's yeah, it's yeah, I'm just trying to stack. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And on like the technical side, it's crazy because you did not have any experience. Like Stormy was one of those people too, but like on the technical
I'm
side,
probably
like
I might sound probably a little bit more. I knew a little bit more than Stormy and like
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
it's
What was that? He was like, I didn't even know how to turn on the computer. I'm like, damn.
yeah, yeah. He was like he was not technical savvy at all. At least for you, even for your job, you're still using the computer. Like Stormy was like hands on, like
Yeah.
handyman type of work.
Yeah.
Um, but even like speaking on like we can have conversations about Terraform, deploying infrastructure, CI/CD pipelines, like just different things in the cloud
Mhm.
tech stack.
Mhm.
But like, you know, it's crazy because you literally it's like you learn a new language But the question I have, like on the technical side, like learning Terraform, Jenkins, Kubernetes, the project AWS migration, like how important was having those real world projects and us reviewing them with you? Do you feel like that made a difference in you standing out, like the mock interviews we did with you?
Yeah, no, it definitely makes a difference. You gotta, those are terms you gotta understand. Those are technologies you have to understand. If you don't understand, it's gonna be very difficult to be successful. You have to understand those things. Um, and just with everybody's help, Felipe and everybody, you're able to learn those tools and understand how they all kind of work together in this industry in a way. Um, so yeah, no, it's you gotta know those terms for sure. You gotta know how to use them, and be able to communicate how you
Hmm.
use them as well.
Hmm. To solve a problem for businesses.
Exactly.
What was like some of the main things that you liked the most about this program?
The people. I'm not. I feel like I said that already,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I like the community, and it's not even about if you don't want to be in tech. Okay, that's fine. But the people here, like I like the mindset, how everybody's trying to advance. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You get that too. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everyone is
Yep.
trying to advance. You see people posting like, "Oh, I just got this," or "I just did this." I see Isaac posting all the time. I'm like, "Damn, I got locked in." Hold on. I'm like I could be eating lunch. I see Isaac. Oh, I just got this. I I put my lunch away. I'm like, let me lock in. Let me go do something.
I
But I'll say the
go ahead.
community is probably the number one thing. Everyone is like motivated. And everybody's like happy for your success and they're pushing like, no, do it, do it, do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of like we're just all kind of like pushing each other like for like success. So the
Yep.
community, like I think that's very important. That's key.
Yeah, it was something like I never really took like pay too much attention. Like when I used to join programs, I
Yeah,
wouldn't even like pay too much attention about the community because it's
yeah.
just like,
There's
it's
there
go
are
ahead.
some programs they don't even talk to each other. Like the they could have a whole like group chat, a whole like whatever team channel, whatever they want to call it. After the event, you will not hear from anyone ever again. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You know what
I've
I'm
been,
talking about,
yeah, I've
right?
been there too. Yeah, I've been in those situations too.
Yeah, because I went to I don't know how
Hmm.
off course we can go in this. You want me to stay on course?
You can go a little bit off course. This is
Yeah,
fine.
so I had this. I went to. Because I was trying to get into trading, so I went to like this trading event with this dude. He had a program, whatever. Um, and then it was like a 3 day thing. So we did it for 3 days. Uh, Left during that time. Everyone got each other's contact. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna trade together. We're gonna da, 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 da. We're gonna yeah, we're gonna review. And I promise you, after we left, crickets. I didn't hear nothing. No one talk, no, even the group chat we had that was like going crazy before the event. After that, I didn't hear a peep. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? It's nuts.
I've been in situations like that. Back when I used to trade like stocks, day trade stocks, forex, stuff like that. But I mean, it's a to create a community. Like you have to. Most people don't understand how to create like culture. And so being able to like, for example, the 1% University, I'm creating new one percenters. Like there's an identity that you have to have in terms of like what is a one percenter? How much money that are they making? $500,000 a year. That's a 1% income worldwide. But not more about the money, but like the identity, who you are. What are some of the characteristics you need to have to adopt the mindset? Being able to create that environment in terms of certain standards. I say minimum that you should be making as a one percenter is $500,000 a year. That's not the goal. That's like the baseline standard, right? But then also being able to like create an environment of people to engage. Like it's a whole craft, but
Yeah.
don't want to go on a tangent.
If I could add one thing to that,
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that's key. I think that's like you're underestimating that, but I think that's very key. Like you're picky about who comes in because you could bring someone in, they could mess the whole energy, the whole situation. Like you know what I'm saying, bring everything down. Like
Yep. Yep.
I think it's very important. Like if you group like-minded people who are focused, who are, you know what I'm saying, they're
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
That's just better for everybody.
I think you were there that one coaching session where I had to remove, I won't say his name, but I had to remove that guy.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
All
because
like months ago, right?
months ago he
I
was
remember. I
causing,
remember.
he was
Yep,
affecting, and he was just, I believe he was trolling, but it's
I
like
remember.
stuff like that. It affects everybody. It's like an energy, and
Yeah,
it's like you gotta remove the weed.
your energy. You got it. Yeah. Was it like what's that little saying? One spoiled apple ruins the rest of
Yep,
them. Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
And so now it's super important because it's like, I spent a bunch of time, me and my team spent a bunch of time creating this, and one bad apple can spoil everything. And
exactly.
it's like it's you know it's the culture is super important because it's like that's what's going to stand out the most. Like you are who you surround yourself with. Like for example, like you said, you was eating lunch, you saw Isaac posted something, you're like, hold up, like it looks
Like,
like
wait, hold on.
it's
Let me see
hmm
what's going on for me. You know what I'm saying? It's nuts. Whatever Isaac is doing, he didn't teach a class or whatever he's doing or how he's getting his success, man, it's crazy.
It's crazy because it's like everything is just how he thinks. Like how he thinks and the action he takes.
Hmm.
It's just like he like for example, if the requirement is like, 10 out of 10, he's gonna do 30 to overdo what's required to get like the outcome. So
Yeah.
he's like, if I need to do this to get this outcome, I'm gonna do three or four or even 10 times to ensure like it's the probability of me not getting the outcome is
Yeah.
dramatically reduced because we can't control, you know, you getting an offer letter, but we can control the probabilities and the numbers based on the quality of your skill set and the
Mhm.
value. And so, yeah, he thinks differently. He's just
But
like,
I would say people like Isaac or just that energy. Oh yeah, I need that. Like I don't know how everybody else feel about, it, but I like seeing it. I need that.
hmm
Because yeah, because I remember it was this one time. I actually took on an in-person interview, right?
It's crazy because I saw that yesterday. I saw the screenshot when you were like, you were sitting and waiting for the interview or
No,
something like
yeah, that was a while ago. But yeah, it was that day. I'm like, I was feeling proud of myself because I'm like, okay, first in person, that's crazy nervousness. Like you in front of these people, just
that. Yeah,
But I finished it. I felt good about it, whatever. And then I see Isaac, like, oh, just locked in my third, whatever. I was like, because
yeah.
I was about to go home and relax, kick my feet up, like, okay, good work, good work done today. Isaac was like, oh, I just got my whatever number it was. I just got my third for like a ridiculous number, right? I was like, yeah, no, we not kicking no feet up today. We not kicking no feet up. The
I
only
think
kicking I'm
Isaac's that
doing, the only kicking I'm doing is learning and advancing. So,
that community is crazy, bro. Like, cause I realize how important like community is when I joined one of my last offers, my last program, one of my last programs. I think it was like 3 programs ago. And this guy, he's making like 150, $150,000 a month.
mhm.
And I'm like, and he's like a photographer
Well, you said 150 a month?
a month. You heard that correctly, a month. Right. And so his net profit, he's probably profiting around like 130,000 dollars because he's running his business.
Mhm.
And it's just like, you know, I joined the program, they teach you how to be able to build a business that can serve at a high level and scale your business because I'm trying to impact millions of lives. And so
Mhm.
it's just like, yo, it's just like, dang, the same thing you said. It's so crazy because like once you see it, like Isaac getting so much jobs, it's like,
Mhm.
yo, like you hear it. It's one thing hearing it, but it's another thing seeing it. Even like somebody looking at this testimonial video online, it's like you see it. It's like you can once you see it, once you hear it, once you can like almost touch it, it's like it becomes real. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, like let me go ahead and put in the work. And so like it's just crazy because the community, like who you surround yourself with, I was like, I'm gonna just surround myself with this community
Mhm.
and yo, it's so powerful. It's crazy.
as you were saying, the word just popped into my head. It's desensitized. I think a lot of people might not see some things possible, so they don't strive for it. But when you're seeing it, you're around people, when you're seeing it, it desensitizes you to it. So you're like, oh yeah, he's doing it. I could probably do it too, you know.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that
And it's
makes
crazy. It's crazy because like mindset too. Like the guy, I won't say his name just to protect him and his business, but 150 a month, 180 a month, and he's just like, yeah, like it's actually a bad month, and I'm like, what? But it's his mindset. Like it's like the baseline. Like one percenters, I said $500,000 a year. That's the baseline minimum. And I always talk about there's people making a lot more money.
yeah.
But like, and there's different levels, but it's like based off of how you think and the standards that you have when it comes to income,
Hmm.
it really shapes like what's possible. If you think like $500,000 is so impossible, like, oh, this guy makes $1 million a month or $1 million a year, that's so impossible. He's a scammer. And it's just like there's people making a lot more than that. Like literally, I mean, there's literally millionaires, right? There's billionaires. Like they're not like super special.
Yeah.
It's like their belief system, their standards. So it's just like if you think something is so impossible to attain, it's almost impossible to attain because you don't even believe that it's possible. But if you think something is like, oh, like this is, oh, I made like 150, hey, this is a bad month. We're at
Yeah.
150, we're at 180. Like it's a bad month. I'm like, and so when I was like, what the heck? And I was like, oh, like I need to adjust my internal belief system, my internal standards. Same thing with like $500,000 a year. When
Hmm.
people hear that, it's like, oh, that's crazy. When I started telling people I'm going to make a $500,000 a year, they thought I was smoking crack until I actually did it. And then they were like, yo, can you teach me? But it's really just about like your belief system. I believed I can get it, and I believed it was the norm and standard. And then
Hmm.
it happened. I put in the work, obviously, but it's like that community, that belief system, like who you surround yourself, what you think that's possible, what you think is normal, all of that shapes into like your reality. You
Yeah.
know, putting the work, doing the work, and then following the step by step is one thing, but 95% of everything is like mindset. And so, nah, the community is a huge thing. Like I used to never believe mindset or community. I was like, yo, just give me the course, just give me the
Yeah.
information,
Yeah.
and then like I would never finish it. Like, and so it's yes, I think like that is one of the most important thing. I'm glad you pointed
Yeah.
that out. Of you
Yeah.
know,
Even if you don't have the tech stuff, I feel like even that community thing could go a long way. You know what I'm saying? So
there is gems in this community. Bro, I know.
to be, I don't mean to cut you.
Go ahead.
Even if it wasn't tech, like it could have been anything. We could dial in on anything right now. The community, if we're like, oh, forget this tech stuff. We're gonna dial in on
This
whatever. I feel like there's gonna be success, rolling. In my
and
opinion.
it's literally just because of the mindset and what we know we can achieve. Like we can, it's insane. And then even like the connections too. Like if you really like Felipe, he's connected in Miami. Like I went to Miami, he treated me well. He was like, bro, where you want to go to eat? All right, cool. He booked it a place that's all super booked. I
Yeah,
showed up to the place, like they treated me like amazing. And it was just like, bro, like what? He was like, yeah, what else you need? Or like, I can hit up somebody in Cali. Like
yeah,
it's just different people. And they like there's a videographer here, there's an editor here, like there's a finance person here, there's like tax person here, like there's different people and they have like it's really well connected. And
yeah,
it's crazy because the more you put in into the community, the more you'll get out in terms of even connections. And
yeah.
so it's crazy. It is actually insane. Um
I agree.
so going on the next topic, because I can go on days for that, but now that um now that you're in, like you got the job offer, where are you putting most of your focus? Is it like the career growth, to increase the income, contracting, even starting your own cloud consulting business down the line? Where are you
Me
going to put
personally,
most of your focus? Yeah, Where are you going to
uh,
put most of your focus? Day trading, investing your money.
it's gonna be two things: career and day trading. So I'm gonna try to also, increase the income with another tech role.
Did I add you to
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
channel?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I literally watched all the videos yesterday.
You watched
Um,
all the videos?
wasn't that long. It was like it wasn't. You had like one hour video. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Did you see it on yourself? Like how to like did you see the like how to do it yourself? Like you can go on the
Yeah,
track.
there's a few things I have to iron out and kind of understand and ask questions. But I think I'm gonna probably, if you're not available, I'm gonna reach out to Isaac and Felipe. We could probably I could probably ask them some of those questions.
Yeah,
Um,
they'll love to help because if when they teach, like it helps them too. So you can ask it in the day trading channel.
yeah,
Um and then bro, with the tech, like literally that's what I did. Tech investing,
yeah.
the money
That's
he's making.
that's literally my plan for the moment. Just focus on the tech and the day trading, and yeah, from there just print money. For real.
And it's so I always say this, I don't recommend people to day trade because it's one of the hardest things you can do mentally, but it's the most rewarding if you actually do get it down.
Mhm.
It's not easy. I mean, 10% of people, 90% of people fail within the first year.
Yeah.
Unless you're following a mentor that can guide you step by step and you like he's literally with you. So that's what we have on the 1% University. But at the same time, I recommend to learn how to invest. And the same principles with day trading, it's the same thing with investing, it's just on a larger time frame.
Mhm.
And so the reason why I'm saying this is, making that money in tech and specifically cloud engineering, because you can make a lot of money and not work that much. You're not killing yourself. Leverage that time to get more money with different opportunities and put that money, funnel it into that investment vehicle, right? To be able to, and over time, you'll be able to create financial abundance and freedom and time freedom. And the whole point is to get your net worth, your investment power, like money, I guess you could say money that you have invested, get it to the point where it's making more money than you. Your money's making more money than you. So essentially, you don't have to work. It's literally what I did. And it's not rocket science. It's just like being disciplined, making it a priority, having the right system, which is, what we have here at the 1% University. And
Yeah.
so how confident do you feel about it? Like you actually can do this for yourself?
What you just said?
Yeah.
I'm positive. I know I could do it. What? I know I could do it.
All right, okay. And so if someone's on the fence about joining the 1% University, working with me and my team, what would you tell them?
Um, I would just say look at your options. Look at your other options. If and go with what you feel is the strongest. Look at what your goal is and go with what is going to get you to that goal. Whatever that goal might be, go with what's gonna get you to that goal. But if you're going to whatever you decide to do, give it 100%. That's part of what I would say. If you're gonna join this, give it 100% or whatever it is.
Yep. And I tell people all the time if they talk to me or my team, um, please do not join the program. This is not for everybody because it's not something where, like the only way you got the results because you literally 100% committed yourself to the process, right? It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, I'm gonna do this Monday, come back next week or 2 weeks, and then, like you can do that. It's gonna take you so long
Mm.
to get the results.
Yeah.
But the formula, and this is something I was thinking about, the formula is making this a priority, putting in the time and energy into the system to equal offer letter. The most important thing is the priority. Well, it's all three of them. Making this a priority, putting the time and energy into the system,
Hmm.
priority, time, energy, system. That's the formula to actually equal the offer letters.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that statement? Do you think it's true? Not true, based on your own experience.
No, that's literally facts. You gotta put time in it. You gotta just go through it. Give your energy. It's it's one of those things. If you're missing one part, then you're not like, it's gonna be your results might be lackluster, or you might get de like not motivated anymore. Like pull on, put the time, put the energy, stay consistent. Yeah.
Okay. And um, I wanted to ask something important. Um, like it literally just went away in my mind. But nonetheless, in terms of what is the last question is what's like a 1% gem you would give to anybody listening to this, this video? So 1% gem is something that somebody can take away and apply today to get to their goals. Now, for context, anybody that's listening to this, they probably want to make more money.
Mhm.
And so what's like an advice that you will give them that could help them make more money, something that's tangible to reach their goals, something they can use.
That's actually a tough question. Um,
Like any advice, like you would give to your cousin, little cousin, or anybody, even your past self. Like what advice would you give to your past self?
to get to make money to get to 1%, you saying
It could be anything. Just
in general?
so anybody that's listening to this, they probably want to make more money. So the 1% gem I wanted to kind of tailor to them. Like, hey, here's an advice, right? It could be mindset, it can be skill set, you need a high income skill, just something that they can like actually tangibly like use.
I, to be honest, I think you said it right there. You need a high income skill. So whatever that is, if it's in tech, if it's in, I don't know, whatever other skills there is, get a high income skill, a skill you could get fired in, but you can always get another job in, a skill that's gonna outlast AI now.
Yep.
Um, whatever it is, make yourself valuable.
Yep. Yep.
Valuable to somebody, whether it's a business or to people, society, whatever it is. Create value in yourself, and you always be well. You be fine.
Do you feel like even with AI, this, creates more opportunities for our field or takes away?
I think specifically it creates a little bit more opportunity rather
Okay.
than some other places that might take away. But I think there's opportunity with AI because they're gonna need somebody to handle, and actually work with AI in a way. And
Okay.
that's we or people like us can come in.
Okay. Do you know where like I was saying if you knew this, but do you know where AI like lives? You know like where it's running on?
You mean like the infrastructure? Yeah, infrastructure. Yeah,
Hmm.
I see a lot of jobs in like AI infrastructure coming up. A lot of teams trying to incorporate AI, uh,
Hmm.
even in AWS or in just their general work environment.
Hmm.
Um,
Because
but
like
they're
the
gonna build the infrastructure for it as well. So
yep, I was just gonna say AI lives in the cloud. Like there's a billions, multi-billions, hundreds of billions of dollars being invested into AI infrastructure, like actually building the buildings, the data centers, like putting the servers inside the data centers to be able to, store the
mhm,
AI technology.
mhm,
And who's the people that manage the servers? Cloud engineers. And so it's
exactly.
actually creating a lot of opportunities um, within the cloud space.
Yeah.
So AI is only helping us and making our skill set more valuable because AI is hot right now. Even if AI died down,
Mhm.
cloud engineers was still in demand before this rush of AI technology being introduced to the marketplace. And
Yeah.
so it's just I like cloud engineer. I was learning cloud administrator before when I was trying to find jobs. I typed in cloud administrator and all I saw was cloud engineer. So that's why I switched
Oh
to,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. And
so
the funny thing, and that's the funny thing. Even with this, you can get different kinds of roles. So you said cloud administrator, you could do that. Cloud
yep.
engineer, you could do that. DevOps, you could do that. SRE, you could do that. Infrastructure, you could like, you know what I'm saying? You could
Mhm.
somehow fit into a lot of different roles. And
Mhm.
that's the part of that value. Create
Mhm.
value. yourself where you're always going to be valuable somewhere.
And do you feel like you can always get offer letters? We already talked about this, but
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like it's like that is like it's not just I say this all the time. It's not just about getting a job. It's about being able to be so valuable, have a skill set where you never have to worry about, can I pay my bills? Like, can I get another job? Like, jobs are coming to you. Like, you know how to get recruiters to reach out to you instead of applying for jobs, hoping for someone to call you back. They're calling you up front, right? Because you're using our system, our proprietary system to get recruiters to reach out to you.
Mhm.
You're able to communicate, right? You teach that too as well. You know how to interview, right? You know what they're looking for. You know how to ask what they're looking for. Like you have that skill set. And
Yeah.
so, um, yeah.
Yep.
Do you have anything else you want to say? We're about to hop up because we have the
Yeah. We got
schedule.
the 6:30 call. Um,
Hmm.
no, I mean, last thing I would say is make yourself valuable. Find whatever it is. What's your passion? Or if you don't know, listen to someone who does know, you know. Um, I think you're providing people a service if they don't know which route to go. There's someone here providing you a service. I think do your due diligence and make make yourself valuable. That's all I have to say. Yeah,
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you for joining. Thank you for, coming on here and just sharing your story. The whole point is just for someone to like watch this and know that it's possible, know that this exists. I say this all the time. You don't have to join my program. There's other programs out there. To be honest, when I joined other programs, it sucked. Do your own due diligence and see what works for you, what's best for you. There's YouTube University. Um, but I recommend, the whole purpose is just to show you that this exists. And there is a program where the whole purpose and the mission statement is to impact millions of lives on a global scale. So, thank you for becoming, being on a part of that journey. And thank you for your time. We'll talk soon.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right.